Hi students, in this video we shall learn about monohybrid cross from the lesson Heredity and Evolution. Mendel is considered as the father of genetics. He worked with the pure lines of peas for 8 years. In the year 1866, he published experiments in plant hybridization in which he established his principles, children. Now you can see the image, children. This is the site of Gregor Mendel's experimental garden in Czechoslovakia. Okay, children. We shall discuss about monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? A monohybrid cross is a cross between two individuals differing in one character, children. A monohybrid cross is a cross between two individuals differing in one character, or the cross between two monohybrid traits, that is tall and dwarf. Tall is one trait and dwarf is one trait. The cross between two monohybrid traits is called a monohybrid cross. Now, monohybrid cross is responsible for the inheritance of one gene. It can be easily shown through a Punnett square, children. Now, what are the steps involved in this monohybrid cross, or how did Mendel conduct this monohybrid cross? We shall see this step by step, children. The first step is selection of parents and obtaining pure lines. So Mendel has selected parents and obtained a pure line. That is, he selected a parent plants and obtained a pure line. So in this step, Mendel selected pure line plants by ensuring that the selected male. So he selected a male plant which is short, children. That is pure dwarf male plant, and the female plant is pure tall. He took the male plant and the female plant and he did self-pollination between the plants, and he went on doing this till he get the pure varieties. That is, the pure line plants homozygous for the given trait. You all understood, children? So he selected a male plant and a female plant and he did self-pollination so that to get a pure variety. He did this until he get a pure variety for 3 generations, children. And the second one is emasculation, dusting and raising F1 generation. This is also called as hybridization, children. Emasculation, dusting and raising F1 generation. We call it as hybridization. Then what is emasculation? Very important, children. Emasculation is a process of removal of stamens. Emasculation is a process of removal of stamens. So emasculation is a process of removal of stamens, children, before the formation of pollen grains. Before the formation of pollen grains, the stamens are removed. This is called as anthesis, children. This is done in the bud condition only. In the bud condition only, the stamens are removed. The bud is carefully opened and all the stamens are removed, children. In pea plant, we have 9 plus 1 stamens, children. The stamens are removed carefully and the stigma is protected against any foreign pollen with the help of a muslin bag. So once the stamens are removed, the stigma, that is the female part of a flower, is covered with the muslin bag. So here there will be a question for you, children. Give reason why the flower is covered with the muslin bag. The emasculated flower is covered with the muslin bag to prevent or to avoid unnecessary pollination, children, because here we need to get a pure breed, pure variety. You understood, children? And the next is dusting and raising F1 generation. Here the pollens from the selected male flowers are dusted on the stigma of an emasculated female flower, children. Now the male flower is a dwarf plant. From this male flower, the pollen grains are dusted on the female flower, which is a tall plant, children. From the tall plant, the female flower is taken, and from the dwarf plant, the male flower is taken. So from the male flower, the pollen grains are dusted on the stigma of the emasculated female flower. The cross-pollinated flowers were enclosed in separate bags, children. This process is called bagging, to avoid further deposition of pollens from other sources, children. The sources might be through wind, through insects to see that further unnecessary pollination does not take place. During the pollination, it was assured that the pollen is matured, children. So the matured pollen grains only are dusted on the stigma, and the stigma should be receptive, children. It should be able to receive the pollen grain. And this is an artificial cross, children. We call this as artificial cross. Mendel crossed many flowers collecting seeds and raised F1 generation. The plants used as parents are said to represent parental generation and are designated as P1 children. And the progeny or the product obtained as a result of crossing between parents is called first filial offspring or first filial generation and is represented as F1 generation. All the plants of F1 generation are tall, children. All the plants of F1 generation are tall. Now we shall see the F1 generation, children. What are the parents, children? The parents are tall plant, capital T, and dwarf plant, small t, children. Now what will be the gametes, children? What are the gametes from the tall plant? The gametes are T, and from the dwarf the gametes are small t, capital T, small t. And when these are made to cross, here you got pure tall character, pure dwarf character. This is done by self-pollination, children. And after getting pure breeds, the gametes are tall and here small, tall and dwarf. So when these are crossed, then capital T, small t, and the whole garden is of tall, children. The tall character is highlighted here, and that tall is dominant over recessive, children. You have to remember, though here you find small t, but tallness is dominant and small t, we call it as the character which is shown in F1 generation. We call it as dominant character, children. Though small t is present, but the tallness is highlighted here. And this character we call it as dominant character. Well understood, children? And this we call it as F1 generation. So in F1 generation, all the plants are tall. The next step is collection and separation of seeds. So here Mendel collected the seeds from the F1 generation and separated in a marked bottles to study the characters of seeds. They are studied immediately, but for other characters, seeds were sown to raise next F2 generation, children. You all understood, children? The seeds are collected to study the characters, and some of the seeds are sown to raise F2 generation. You all understood, children? The F1 generation seeds are sown to get F2 generation. Now we shall see through Punnett square the F2 generation, children. So F2 generation, tall plant, capital T, small t. F1 generation is this tall plant. They are made to self-pollinate, children. For F2 generation, self-pollination is done. So what will be the gametes, children? Capital T, small t is the gamete. This through Punnett square, children. Capital T, small t, capital T, small t. When self-pollination is done, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T, small t. You can see here, children, T, capital T, small t. Here small t, capital T, but first you have to write capital T, small t, and then small t, small t. You all understood, children? This is how the garden will be. So once F1 generation, the seeds are collected and sown in next generation to raise F2 generation. In F2 generation, what is the result? Here in F2 generation, you can see, when you look at the garden, children, 3 parts of the garden will be tall. You can see a T, capital T, capital T, capital T. See, 3 parts are tall. You look at the garden. 3 parts of the garden is tall. So we call this as phenotypic ratio, children. Phenotypic ratio is nothing but it is the physical appearance of the characteristics. Okay, children, when you look at the garden, you can see 3 parts of the garden is tall. So if you write here, tall is to dwarf. So 3 parts of the garden is tall. So 3:1. And 1 part is totally dwarf. 3 parts are tall and 1 part is dwarf. This is called as phenotypic ratio. You all understood, children? Then what about genotypic ratio, children? Genotypic ratio is you are studying the genetical, you are taking the genetical background and giving the ratio. Here, if you see pure tall is 1, children. Then pure dwarf is 1, and intermediate, children, intermediate. So tall as well as dwarf, that is we call it as intermediate. So intermediate characteristic, that is 2, and pure dwarf is 1. So 1:2:1. So pure tall is 1, pure dwarf is 1, and the intermediate characteristic is 2. So this we call it as genotypic ratio, children. Genotypic ratio. So in exam they'll ask you, write the phenotypic and genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross, children. So the phenotypic ratio is 3:1. The genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. You all understood, children? And 3:1 is phenotypic ratio of F2 generation, and 1:2:1 is genotypic ratio of F2 generation. You all understood, children? So totally in the F2 generation the ratio is 3:1. Phenotypic is 3:1. Genotypic is 1:2:1. Mendel observed that the traits which were absent in F1 generation had reappeared in the F2 generation. You all understood, children? See here, in F1 generation only tallness was there, children. Though recessive character was there, but what was dominant? Tallness. So in F1 generation, what trait was absent that had reappeared in F2 generation? You can see here in F2 generation, children, recessive character, small t, is reappeared. And he called such suppressed traits as recessive traits, children. The traits which are not shown in F1 generation but reappeared in F2 generation are called as recessive traits, children. And the traits which are expressed in F1 generation are called dominant traits. He also concluded that some factors are inherited by offspring from the parent over successive generations, children. Later, these factors were called genes. Genes are responsible for the inheritance of traits from one generation to another generation, children. So he said that some factors are inherited. Some factors are inherited by the offsprings from the parents. And these factors, today we call them as genes. And you all know, children, what are genes? Genes are responsible for inheritance of traits from one generation to another generation. Well understood, children? This is about monohybrid cross. We shall discuss about dihybrid cross in the next video. Thank you.